Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Hey, welcome to PopCast, a crowd-sponsored yo-yo show. My name is Dr. Popular. Huge shout out to John Anderson and Taka from Spin Gear and the rest of my sponsors over on patreon.com/DocPop, who help sponsor the show and make it possible. It is May 31st, and May was 5A May, which is a month to, learn and show off your 5A skills, your counterweight, your freehand skills. I still call it freehand. I don't know. I was a little late getting this video together, but I wanted to show you some of my favorite counterweights, and I'm going to show you a trick called the Gerbil Wheel, which is one of my favorite 5A tricks. I feel like every 5A player can relate to this bag of counterweight madness that I have going on. Going through here, I see a bunch of counterweights that I'd love to kind of talk about. I forget the name of a lot of the counterweight sets I have. I know that this is a Chunkies. These are 3D printed, and actually a lot of these guys are 3D printed in here. So here we have kind of a translucent green counterweight, kind of shiny. You can really kind of see the lines, but there's also these textures in it. And what's really cool about this piece is it's a 2-piece assembly, and I think this is freaking brilliant. So you don't have to thread this. You can just slide string in here, just kind of put your string in here, and then you put this in here and you turn it and lock it. God, that's so cool. That's such a cool design. And then this is another example. This one is 3D printed as well. It's more traditional. It's not like a complex take apart design. Also looking through here, there's Lil Beebs, which are wooden yo-yo shaped counterweights that are available on my site. You just take your string and just put a little beeb in there and pull, and now you have a counterweight. What I like about them the most, I think, is that it encourages people who are learning how to do counterweight style can just kind of like put this on and take it off very easily without having to have like a complex system for it. Old school counterweight from a casino die. The legend behind how Steve Brown invented freehand /5A is that he was in Vegas. When they cancel a die, when they take it out of rotation, they drill it. And it turns out those holes are great for counterweight play, at least in the beginning. I was never a fan of the dice shape. I have never been great at catching counterweights. And so I was kind of just constantly hitting my hand, right? And this shape sucks. It's so sharp. Steve is super great at like consistent catches of counterweights. I am super bad. Like I catch the string oftentimes and not the counterweight. And I think that's one of the difference why I very early gravitated towards like the rubber bouncing balls that some companies were making, or just even rubber or like round shape in general. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this counterweight. It's a brand new counterweight I just got from No City. I don't know if it's intended to be assembled together like Astro counterweight style. It just fits so nice though. Like that, I don't know, I just had to do it. But yeah, I don't think that's what this is intended for, because it is a little heavy. But this is like literally the newest counterweight in my collection. It just arrived today. Astro style is a style of yo-yoing where you have 2 counterweights. One is tethered to the end and one slides. It's also sometimes called double dice, but Astro is the name of the overall style, and double dice is if you're using 2 dice. This is the Astro counterweight, like Mark 1. I can't remember exactly what this is called, but the file for this is up on GitHub. So if you go on GitHub and you look up Astro counterweight or DocPop, you can find me on GitHub. This is going to be one of the files you can download and print. And this is one of the tops that I have. I have 2 tops. So this side would stay tethered at the end of the string, and this side is the sliding side. And also the license for these is very open. You can make these, you can sell them. I like credit, but I don't need any payment for it. So if you want to make these for yourself, or if you want to make them to sell in your shop, this is the file that you can use. So that's just kind of a quick tour of my loose counterweights. But the thing is, the loose counterweights are loose because I'm not even using it. I match my yo-yos with my counterweights all the time. And those are the yo-yos that get the most use. So I'm gonna show you some of my favorite matching yo-yos. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. Like just this combo, oof. All your yo-yos should look this good together or this good together. Matching leather body with like a little bead kind of counterweight by the leather counterweight in Japan. If you're looking for kind of inspiration, like if you're feeling a little stuck with your counterweight play, try finding a giant counterweight like this. I love big counterweights now. And one of the cool things that's happening with 3D technology is we can get these big counterweights, but kind of keep them really light. So they're about the right ratio. Match your yo-yos. Match your yo-yos. Match your yo-yos. Titanium, titanium. Match your yo-yos. It's a little pull start. This counterweight right here is incredible. It's like kind of seamless. The whole thing twists apart and the string kind of goes inside. So the string just seems to just kind of disappear, and you can put in any one drop counterweights. I've got matching counterweights in here. This is a prototype platypus. This is a modern responsive yo-yo designed for counterweight play. So I had to make a matching counterweight, and it's matching with the same material, but also I wanted to take a lot of care into getting kind of the profiles the same. And the final yo-yo is actually going to be a little slimmer, to the point where the yo-yo and the counterweight are going to be about the same width, which is not for anything. It just, I want them to feel like a set. I want them to feel like they kind of like come from the same place. So this can either be threaded with a hole, or you can put it inside the finger loop and tighten it. And there you go. The world's first modern responsive yo-yo with a matching counterweight. Gerbil Wheels is a flourish. It's that one little loop. There is a infinitely repeating version of Gerbil Wheels called Sawchucks by Drew Tates, and I can't freaking do it. I can't do it. When I first came up with Gerbil Wheel, the idea was, hey, I'm gonna keep doing this trick infinitely. Like, this is a neat thing. It took a while to figure out. I definitely hit myself a lot when I was kind of figuring out the basics of it, and I never could get the infinite part working. So if you want to know how to get it repeating, check out Drew Tate's video. I think with some practice, maybe I can get in there. I don't like hard things. I want things to come easy to me, and that never happened. Now, that being said, this trick is hella old, and I've never filmed a tutorial for it. And part of the reason why is I think it's a little unusual. So I'm going to do my best to kind of show y'all how to do it. And then, like I said, I'm going to link to Drew Tate's Sawchucks video. And between the two of us, maybe you'll be able to figure this move out. This is one of the prettiest flourishes. I do it all the time. I get a lot of requests for it, so I hope you like it. This trick is going to start off with the windmill. Sort of a trapeze, but you just let it go around your finger and catch it. You just go around your finger, let go of the counterweight, and catch it. That's sort of the beginning for this trick. What you're then going to do is interrupt the string with your throw hand. So I'm throwing around my free hand, I'm letting go, and I'm catching the string kind of about halfway through. When I do the first windmill, it's sort of halfway, my finger goes halfway. So there's equidistance between the counterweight and the yo-yo. The counterweight usually is a little bit further down so they don't kind of collide. Anyway, when you're doing that, then you catch about halfway between this halfway. So about a quarter way down your string between your finger and the yo-yo, and you kind of catch here. and you can just kind of do a little pinwheel on the outside. So you're gonna go around, pinwheel. Don't worry about that counterweight yet. Now you're gonna let the counterweight go between your arms. So when I'm doing this move, I'm kind of halfway down the string, and then my other hand kind of catches the string here. So I'm kind of holding like this, and I'm not actually pinching per se, but it's somewhere between a pinch and kind of loose. Like the yo-yo's moving, so because of that, because of the tension on the string, you don't have to actually pinch, but when you're learning the trick, maybe pinch. Allow the yo-yo counterweight to swing between your hands. And that's what it kind of wants to do already. It kind of wants to go between your arms, right? It kind of wants to go here if I'm kind of making a hoop. And because I'm catching this string, it wants to continue around. If you watch when if I just stop the momentum, it still kind of wants to go between my arm and my body. And then follow it by letting the yo-yo go inside your arm. So I know in the beginning I was kind of showing you to kind of go out here, which is just to get used to that momentum. But what we're actually gonna do is go in. So again, interrupt, let the counterweight pass through your arms, and then try to follow it with the yo-yo. So first the counterweight goes through your arms, and then the yo-yo on the next rotation goes through. And one thing you can do from that is once the yo-yo has gone between your arms, once this has happened, you can just let go. And the counterweight was swinging, so because of that, you can just kind of catch the counterweight and go through. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna let go. As soon as the yo-yo passes through my arm, I just let go of the yo-yo string and catch the counterweight and catch. So that's the bare bones Gerbil Wheels. Just around, catch. You land in a trapeze. So you know before I went through and then I kind of took this hand out, my throw hand comes out and I let the yo-yo pivot on here. Well, you can let that motion go one more time and then try to pivot around your throw hand. So in case you missed it, instead of like letting go of the throw hand and letting it orbit here, I kind of hang on a little bit. So I'm kind of pinching just a little bit, and I kind of throw this around, the yo-yo around, the counterweight around. And my goal usually is to do something like a double or nothing kind of catch. And this is actually kind of a wrong double or nothing for anybody watching. If I drop, I'm here, so I have to kind of sun out. The first version of Gerbil Wheel, I couldn't quite figure out where I wanted to go. I hadn't quite gotten into just that simple trapeze yet. So I was trying to do something like this, like around the arm kind of stall. Kind of like that. And the main thing I'm doing with Gerbil Wheel these days, if I'm trying to do kind of a Gerbil Wheel centric trick, is I combine Gerbil Wheel with sway based on a poi trick. So what I like to do is Gerbil Wheel into sway. When this counterweight comes around, I'm gonna grab the counterweight halfway down the string and continue it here. Dork around, collect my money, and I'm done. Hey, I almost forgot to mention this, but it's a fun little tidbit that this trick, Gerbil Wheel, actually appeared in the very first episode of the PopCast Yo-Yo vlog. So in episode 1, back in November of 2007, the PopCast Yo-Yo vlog I showed this trick at the time. I called it loom. Now it's pretty much just a flourish. It's a freehand move. It took me forever to kind of get used to the motion, but now that I have, I found that there's all sorts of places that you can use it. So I'm really excited about it, and I have a lot of other new tricks that I'm really excited about. So it's basically the same trick. It's just a flourish. I do some cool variations on it. And in that video, in PopCast episode 1, I said, hey, if you like this trick, I'm going to make a tutorial for it sometime soon. And you know what? I did. I mean, it took 15 years. And also, that trick appears in the Save Death Volume 2 DVD in the San Francisco scene. Well, thanks for watching PopCast, Dr. Popular. Let me know what you think of the show, and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see other than Frida paintings.